Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Mary Esther Miranda Gilbert's YouTube channel, where people come to seek true health and seek the truth about information of how to manage their health holistically. And tonight, I am going to, first of all, wish you all a happy, healthy holiday season. I hope you all have had a wonderful holiday so far as we go into the new year. But I wanted to go over a little bit today about the all the talk about the new technologies, the healing technologies of scalar energy and terahertz frequencies. I'm holding in my hand here is a medallion that was gifted to me by some very wonderful people from APLGO. This is actually a terahertz frequency medallion that when worn against the skin will help align the body's energetic flow and frequencies, and therefore alleviating many different types of free radicals in the body that can affect the body in so many ways. It can cause stress reactions, biochemical reactions leading to inflammatory problems, or if it's an emotional, psychological stress reaction, and the body produces all these stress chemicals. So the frequencies that are in these types of medallions are able to neutralize all of those negative reactions that the body has. So the electronic ions that are present in whole foods in the plant kingdom are carrying their own energetic frequencies that can donate electrons at the atomic level to stress chemicals in the body known as free radicals. So free radicals are very scavenging. They steal electrons from healthy, atoms of the cells in the body, and they can do a lot of damage at the DNA level. So these types of medallions are, like I said, are worn next to the skin normally. So I even sleep with mine at night. I can just put it next to my chest here, or anywhere in the body actually where people are experiencing pain or any kind of disruption or imbalances that they feel they might have. So these are also supposed to protect one from electromagnetic frequencies and other damaging frequencies that are all around us, because we live in an electronic world, and so they can be pretty damaging to our DNA. So anyhow, if you're like me, spending a lot of time in front of the computer all the time because of the work that I do, kind of thing. So I was very grateful to receive this, and I noticed that I have less eye strain, less fatigue in front of the computer. Normally I'm in positions all the time that I have to stop and stretch and relax my muscles because they get tensed up. But I noticed that the body is much more relaxed when I'm wearing the medallion. So being very healthy, I practice what I teach. I don't have many health issues at all, right? In fact, I can't think of any other than my eyesight, which I think because of the EMFs, radiating from the computer screens, all of these past 45 years has done a number on my eyes, even though, of course, my diet consists of raw enzyme active, light energy frequency active, whole foods from the plant kingdom, especially. And so I'm sure that has done a lot to prevent a lot of other health issues. But anyway, this is something that you might want to consider through the APLGO company. They sell out fast, so you might want to take a look at it, aplgo.com.us. Alrighty, so now I'm going to talk about the science behind these frequencies, and they're very fascinating. So apparently the terahertz frequencies that this is active in the medallion are similar to this, or rather they are described by the scalar waves that the physics world has discovered and worked with plenty of scientific studies that are evaluating how those scalar waves affect the body. So I'm going to go into my little trusty document here that I prepared, and it's just going to keep me on track because I tend to go off on tangents because I think of something and I want to, share information about something, but I want to stick to this subject as closely as possible so that we can learn together more about what scalar energy really is. Alrighty, so what is scalar? I actually got this information from a very interesting video on Rumble with Dr. Jenny Shu, and she has an American Academy of Anti-Aging Medicine. She does clinical and she gathers scientific studies to confirm her clinical work. And she has actually conducted many scientific studies on her own herself. So, the question is, okay, what is scalar? Why is it so important? But scientifically speaking, it can be explained by describing it as a longitudinal wave. So down here by longitudinal, it's talking about it just goes only in one direction. It's not really dispersed in many vast, wider directions like the transverse wave interference of other types of electricity waves, right? Not being an expert here, learning as I go and finding it so fascinating, feeling like I have to share this information. And also because as we progress through this presentation, I will make comments about how I noticed the same kind of results I've had with clients over the years are very the same. And I always suspected that there's something about raw energy active, enzyme active foods that provide the energy transfer. And in other than scientific circles, healers have called it the chi energy force or the healing force, right? And other nationalities or ethnicities throughout the world have called it something else. A lot of their spiritual people, their energy, natural healers, they all have different names for this life force energy frequency. But from what I've seen from my perspective is when my clients switch to these whole foods that have been grown in nutrient-rich environments and have accumulated the electron flow, the life force from the earth and from the air and from the sun, combining it all together into these healing forces. When people switch to the healing foods, then their bodies know what to do with it. They recognize these molecules down at the molecular, submolecular, atomic, subatomic, quantum energy levels and goes to work to repair what needs repairing and helping people recover their health. So this is one aspect of health that has been completely ignored for, since I've been helping people improve their health way back, starting in the late I started my practice in 1979, okay? So I've noticed the health transformational changes. So it goes beyond just eating right, and it goes beyond, just exercising, getting your sleep. We have to understand what's going on at the quantum energy level. Alrighty, so this is called the Tesla experiment. If you're not familiar with Nikola Tesla, he's responsible for just about every electronic thing that we use in the modern world. And his experiments were quieted, to say the least, and they were replaced by, the typical type of energy grid that we use and pay for electricity. But he discovered free energy in his laboratories, as you can see in this picture here. It seems that we're looking at a scalar wave because it's going horizontally, and it released a tremendous amount of power. It actually shut down, buildings in his time. This was back in the early 1900s. But this is his free energy tower that were starting to be built. But again, like I said, they were squelched and quieted down. So, there were other entities that wanted to make money. And so they charged people for electricity, right? Whereas this would gather the energy that is in the atmosphere and in the earth that he was able to harness. And he proclaimed that, hey, here we are. We can have free energy and we don't need cables. We don't need wires. So, his work, like I said, was quieted. All right, so here's a picture of the kind of energy frequencies that we use, like radio frequencies, these other frequencies on the energy spectrum. But they tend to scatter. As you can see here, they radiate outwards and they're scattered everywhere. So whereas the longitudinal wave interference of the scalar waves, they're more concentrated and they're more they don't tend to scatter, so they're staying in a certain frequency here. So this is they call it the zero energy lines, where we can gather free energy just out of the air, kind of thing. Sounds pretty amazing. So here's a beautiful rendition, artist, obviously a computerized rendition of the scalar waves. So they pretty much stay within a certain frequency levels, right? So also, to define it further, it's called a universal life-enhancing, health-protective, broad-scale spectrum energy field. And it's thought that it's represented, it is thought that it represented the first light at the beginning of creation. So all of these wonderful scientists all over the world and studying how, our universe works, whether it's biophysics or physics or, studying the light energy frequencies of our existence, have come to the conclusion that, this is one of the very basic, primitive almost, for lack of a better term, way of expressing or describing light. So, now I've noticed that the scientific world is beginning to talk in terms of spirituality, what the spiritualists have been talking about for generations upon generations. So they're kind of bridging that gap and understanding, realizing that the spiritualists had it right all along. But so also, they talk about an energy component of a universal waveform identified and harnessed by Nikola Tesla, and he's recognized as the father of electromagnetics, scalar radiant energies. So in the 1890s, Nikola Tesla showed how scalar energy could be harnessed with no wires or cables. So he was quoted very famously as saying, "If you want to know the secrets of the universe, think of energy, frequency, and vibration." I just, one of my favorite quotes, and I've said this before in some of my other presentations, but Nikola Tesla is truly the father of electrical, energy. Even Albert Einstein's work led to the discovery and knowledge of quantum physics. So his work definitely contributed to a lot of this kind of work. And another, I guess he was a PhD, doesn't look like he was a medical doctor, but Dr. Andrija Puharich also determined the effects of scalar energy on the human body's endocrine, glandular, or hormonal, and the immune systems. And another doctor said, Dr. Glenn Ryan, saw how scalar energy improved the growth of white blood cells and the quality of DNA, meaning minimal damage, and continuing on with the correct sequencing of the genetic codes as the body continues to regenerate new cells. Also, it increases the cellular charge that helps the body have the necessary energy to heal itself. So these are the kinds of things that the scientists have discovered, and there's plenty of documentation on this. And I put a couple of links down below in the description. So it's been found to balance the blood pH. So if you're too acid or too alkaline, it brings it back to the proper range so that you don't experience inflammation or any other kind of cascade effects due to an imbalance of your pH. It also has been found to regulate blood sugar, restoring the normal pH and blood glucose levels. It's found to be safe for children, pregnant women, and pets, and it activates stem cells. So the body produces stem cells, in the bone marrow, and as these new baby cells come out, they start forming and they're differentiated into the different types of cells in all our different body systems, all our different organs, that kind of thing. So stem cells need to keep being produced so that we can maintain life, in the body. It also improves immune functions. It's been medically found to break down the molecular bonds of bacteria and fungi and destroy viruses. And these frequencies have also been found to neutralize harmful EMF frequencies linked to biochemical disruptions and poor health. And this is, I have to be very careful with language because this is going on YouTube. And if it's taken down again, then it's going to be on Rumble. So if you can't find it on YouTube, and you saw it on YouTube, but then it disappeared, then you can always find this same video on Rumble, on my Rumble channel. Just type my name in, Mary Esther Gilbert, and you can find me anywhere, whether it's YouTube or Rumble. So also these frequencies were found to improve immune functions. They've been medically found to break down the molecular, oh, I already said that. Okay. Next one is found to help neutralize harmful EMF frequencies linked to biochemical disruptions and poor health. That sounds familiar. I might have said that too, or maybe I'm being redundant here. The next point is it raises conductive cellular communications. So you've got electrical conductivity going from nerve cell to nerve cell, delivering information. Is this person in pain? Does this person have food in the stomach? Does it need to be digested? Are these hormones communicating and starting and stopping thousands, possibly billions, and I know we've got multiple trillions of cells in the body, so they're always communicating and processing information and functioning to keep us alive, right, and functioning. So this has been known to improve the electrical conductivity between nerve cells and found to even improve degenerative nerve problems and neurotransfer velocity. How quickly does information get transferred throughout the system electrically, from nerve to nerve? So it's likened to a human battery charger. If a person is exposed to these kinds of frequencies, then it's literally recharging your cells that perhaps have lost their charge. And if the electricity or the light energy frequency goes out in your cells, then the cell dies. The cell becomes damaged. And when you have damaged cells, you're going to have damaged DNA. When you have damaged DNA, you're going to have the not as good of information of how the body runs. So the DNA is the director of how everything works in the body. So if that's damaged, then you're going to have some damage somewhere in the body. So a system breakdown. Okay, so it also helps improve and correct and therefore repair gene sequence expressions in the DNA. So we want to protect the DNA through the whole food complexes, the nutrient factors, the light energy frequencies in raw enzyme active, light energy active whole foods, getting out in the sunlight and absorbing the sun into the cells so that we absorb more light energy that way as well. And be exposed to these kinds of frequencies in these wonderful new pieces of jewelry that are very beautiful, actually. But they best work next to the skin. So obviously it's going to have to be, under the clothing to be next to the skin. Because a lot of our clothes are synthetic and it's not going to work very well. It's just like grounding out on the earth. If you go barefoot in the grass or on a slab of a huge boulder, or if you touch a tree and hug a tree with your bare skin, then you're going to gather the electrons that are always being generated by Mother Earth. So she has an abundance of electrons to donate to our bodies. And so it's a never-ending thing because she is connected to the whole entire universe, which is electrically charged. And everything that happens at the largest, most vast scale happens at the most micro, infinite scale. And so we're all part of this huge energy, grid that's always exchanging energy frequencies or donating energy frequencies. So, yeah, this is something that we want to keep in mind, that in order to stay alive and healthy, we have to literally keep the light in us, hold that light, use that light. It's very dynamic. It's always flowing. Okay, so another famous doctor who's doing great work in this field is Dr. Sandra Rose Michael. She's the creator of the energy enhancement system that's recognized by many scientific and medical conferences all around the world. And it's shown that it can generate scalar waves and biophotons, little pinpoints of light. This is like the unit of energy of light, and they're called the biophotons. So her system can actually generate the scalar waves and the biophotons. And she's found that through her work that it enhances cell regeneration. So your cells are always, repairing and regenerating themselves. So this actually enhances that process. It has been found to relieve pain. So obviously, if the body's getting a lot of electrical energy infused into the cells, then it's going to reduce inflammation, which whenever you have inflammation, you're going to have pain. So you relieve the inflammation, or you neutralize the inflammation, then the cells can regenerate and heal the damage that's in the body. So relieving pain, improving moods, antidepressive results. So, it's not like taking an antidepressant drug or anything. It actually elevates the body's bioenergy field, improving the energy flow through the body so that there aren't any disruptions or blockages. And so it's going to have antidepressive results. It's going to lift the moods of all body systems, the brain and the hormones and the nerve communication, impulse communications throughout the nervous system. So everything is going to work better. So therefore, it increases energy levels, right? People feel like they're able to accomplish more because they feel more energetic, both in body and mind. It balances both the right and left hemispheres of the brain, it's been found, and also assisting in the purification or detoxification. So what's happening when the body is able to utilize the nutrient factors, the phytonutrient compounds, the flow of energy through the cells in the body, and it's able to move nutrients through and to also molecularly bind to any synthetic or toxic chemicals, any pollutants in the body. So it's this energy flow that's pulsing through and moving things through more efficiently is why it happens to purify and detoxify. So findings and experiencers indicates Dr. Michael's EE system merges body, mind, and spirit for improved performance, reaching higher states of consciousness and human potential, and it bridges a connection between science and one's own spirituality. These are the personal experiences of her test subjects that have reported how they're feeling, not just by the physical measurements that the Dr. Michael was able to do, but to ask and see the results. Ask the subjects, how do you feel now? What's different? That kind of thing. These kinds of reports are very important, but they're empirical, right? But when the empirical evidence matches the scientific data, then you've got something. And this is what I've based my work on. It's all about what scientific studies have been done to prove whether a botanical is actively providing the healing potential, including the electrical charges, in raw enzyme active foods. So all of this has to come together to produce health and wellness, true health and wellness. Also, when the body is in an elevated light energy frequency state, it's vibrating at higher frequencies associated with wellness, then people have found that they can induce meditative states more easily. People who are practiced meditators have described it as, it's comparable to Tibetan monks who spend years up in the mountains, practicing their meditative skills. But when a person is already naturally being elevated with the flow of this energy, then with no obstructions, without any obstructions or disruptions that could be causing damage to the body's cells. So it's only natural. It's just a doorway that naturally elevates a person into a naturally calm and less stressful state, and even perception of stress. So here's another one. Independent studies have evaluated and tested scalar energy for its impressive effects on the human body in these ways. It prevented telomere shortening, maintain telomere length, protecting the DNA at the ends of chromosomes. So when you look at these little X looking like little chromosomes that are in the genetic code, when you get smaller and smaller and smaller into the genetic code, then they're going to look like little X's floating around in fluid. And at the end of these X's are little caps. They look like caps that actually hold DNA. And those telomeres actually shorten as time goes on, as someone ages, and or if they become in a disease degenerative health condition. So the light energy frequencies present in both food and in the kinds of metals that can retain and help the body align its energy frequencies. These kinds of things act together in order to prevent telomere shortening, which is associated with aging and the disease process, all kinds of disease conditions. So, if you maintain your telomeres nutritionally, light energy, going out in the sun, exercising helps maintain youthfulness in the body as well. If you recuperate from your exercise by nourishing yourself properly, which is something I talk about all the time. So, it can also protect you from any epigenetic changes in the DNA by your environment, anything exogenous outside of the body that might affect how your body reacts to its environment. Or if you've inherited some kind of genetic defect, then a lot of these things have been shown to improve that as well, because our bodies can read the DNA of plants and it can extract whatever segments of DNA the plant might have that it knows it can use to repair its own functioning at that DNA level. So there's this kind of information has been kept from the public, and the science behind everything I'm saying tonight can be evaluated. You can go out and do a search on the internet and type in your search term and type in the word scientific journal. Always type in science journal after your search terms so that you come up with these peer-reviewed, independent studies, legitimate studies that are respected and known throughout the scientific world. Anything less than that, you're dealing with anything. It could be propaganda. It could be, just a company that wants to sell you something, right? I mean, it could be just about anything, or it could be an amateur who is just doing any kind of casual research on the internet without going into the scientific research and producing some kind of an article. People get hired to do articles like that. If you click on it, then you're led to a product, right? And if the person buys the product, then the writer gets a commission. I mean, it's just crazy. People don't realize the kind of information they need to really distinguish between the credible information and the non-credible or the questionably credible information. Okay, so we want to maintain our telomeres. Also, clinical studies showed human subjects aged more slowly and actually reversed aging. They actually started looking younger. That's because their cells were behaving younger, which is because they were being repaired at the DNA level, so they were producing younger functioning cells. So there's a lot of reversal going on here. Wide variety of health recoveries, degenerative health reversals, like I just said. Can't make any medical claims, not making any medical claims, but that's a phrase that's owned by the medical industrial complex. So they're very dictatorial about who gets to say what. So we walk a fine line between what's going on at the cell level and what can be corrected, which affects people's health, right? Versus mentioning maybe a disease or a part of the body, that this person was able to heal this particular organ or kind of thing. So it's a two-edged sword, really, and we walk a fine line so that we're not censored on YouTube. And I'm not sure if I'm saying anything that will get me censored on YouTube. So if you're watching this on Rumble, that means I got censored on YouTube, okay? But hopefully we'll get through this and be able to maintain my YouTube channel, right? Okay, so yeah. So there's a lot of reported health recoveries and degenerative health reversals going on. All right, so we're not, this is a disclaimer that we always have to say. I'm not curing any disease. I'm not, prescribing and all that. The FDA laws are very, very strict about that kind of thing. So we have to watch what we say, unfortunately. Hopefully our First Amendment right will be reinstated and we will be able to say as long as we're telling the truth and we can prove it, right? Always back yourself up with scientific facts that are that are legitimate and provable. So, this is a very sticky, politically, or originated kind of problem that we have right now. So I think it's improving, though. There's many changes going out there, but I'm not going to go off on that tangent. Let's just stick with this here. I'm almost through. Okay, so we've got improved hormonal changes, like they measured estradiol and the progesterone in women, improved testosterone levels in men, improved adrenal functions, like reduced cortisol, which is the stress hormone that the body produces under stress and causes a whole chain reaction of problems, including weight gain, and degenerative health. And also, these frequencies were found to increase the natural dehydroepiandrosterone, which is DHEA for short, which otherwise slowly falls off with age. So your DHEA levels are lessened as a person ages, unless they're taking steps to maintain their youthfulness, right? Their physical health, mental health, emotional health, psychological health, energy levels, all that holistic, all these holistic components of what it means to be a totally healthy person. It improved overall quality of sleep. A person was able to sleep longer, deeper sleep, fall asleep faster, and go back to sleep quicker. Also, they found that it improved the libido and youthful sexual function, experienced less emotional eating, improved relationship with food, experienced more energy and motivation to exercise, experienced more positivity, felt a closer connection to God and their divine existence. Again, there is that elevation of the human spirit that enhances one's spirituality. People have experienced that they had more resilience. They were better able to handle stress. They were more able to evaluate and be connected to their own emotions and handle their emotions better able to deal with and heal past traumas, feeling calm and able to move on in their lives. So this is just a snapshot of what Dr. Jenny Zhu presents in her video. And this is if you go to the Rumble channel, apparently this video, the person who presented Jenny Zhu as his guest, he has his own Rumble channel, and a long time ago, his channel was taken down on YouTube. So he went to the free speech venue at Rumble, and now he produces a whole slew of wonderful, highly insightful and educational videos. And he's a highly informed individual. So once in a while, he has these quality guests on his show. And so Dr. Jenny Zhu is one of them. So if you have about 45 minutes, you can go to this link right here and just, enjoy her presentation. So I took little snippets and generalized from her video and just put it together so that we could become more aware of what these wonderful frequencies do. So if we combine this with the wonderful healing foods of the earth, then we will definitely improve our health. This company happens to have a fantastic, very unique line of products, nutritional products, supplements that are actually little drops that you dissolve in the mouth. And so I've been endorsing and backing this company's products for 3-4 years now. And so that's, they're energy active, high, ionically charged kinds of drops that you can dissolve in your mouth and immediately get absorbed into the body and into the bloodstream. So plenty of videos of that on my YouTube channel that you can take a look at. All right. So, or you can go to Dr. Zhu's website, which is wellnessvisions.com. Okay. And then there's another link here that just describes the differences between scalar waves and electromagnetic waves. So I'm just going to jump here very quickly so you can just get a glimpse of what this is. So, it does a pretty good job of introducing what scalar waves are and the differences between the scalar waves and the electromagnetic waves of that photograph that I showed you, or that image that I showed you. Just, a few simple bullet points that you can get a pretty good grasp of what this is. Potential applications of scalar waves, wireless energy transmissions, healing and medicine, communication, geophysical exploration. So these scalar waves are applicable for many, many things in our modern world. And, I don't show anyone any kind of website or article unless they show scientific references, and this is very important. Otherwise, I always go to the scientific journals. So if you're reading articles, trying to get information, either find an article that is, authoritative with credible scientific references, or just type in science journal after your search term to come up with the more credible and responsibly reported kinds of information. So yeah, if you have another couple minutes and you can spend some time there. And again, I'm Mary Esther Gilbert. I have a Master of Science degree in Holistic Nutrition and 2 bachelor's degrees, one in Nutrition Science, Physiology, and Holistic Nutrition as well. So this is my website, holisticchoices.com, and I also have books that will show you how to master your health, and also to give you step-by-step guides on how to go about nourishing your body completely and correctly, to get to that point where you can merge your optimal health vibrancy and enhance your spirituality. So they do go hand in hand. I found with my clients in the last 45 years that these health transformations don't happen just in the where we consider matter. It goes deeper than that. It's the quantum energy, light energy frequencies that elevate a body's molecules to the frequencies that are associated with optimal health and wellness in body, mind, and spirit. Also, the other books that I have on my website, if you want to delve into the botanicals that are on this planet, you can go to there and get my book. I will show you right now so that a picture is worth 1,000 words here. So these are the books that I've written, but the one I want to describe to you right now is the Potent Superfoods for Lifelong True Health. And it has 109 botanicals with scientific references. It has a built-in dictionary, encyclopedia, so that if you run into a term that you don't know, instead of having to stop and look it up on the internet or somewhere, you can look it up right in this very book here. It's actually a 531-page book, and it describes 109 healing superfoods, all scientifically referenced. So you can look something up, and if you want to add something to your repertoire of healthy foods in your daily diet, then you can certainly add those in. A lot of them are medicinal in quality, so again, it's a very scientifically referenced book that will prove what types of foods that you can put into your body and protect your health, protect your very DNA, and to elevate your health vibrancy. Alrighty, so that's what I have for you tonight. And I really appreciate you staying with me throughout the whole thing. I hope it's not too long. I don't know how long this video is. I won't be able to see until I actually publish it, uploading it. But I appreciate you all. And please, if you like what you're hearing, if you like my channel, please don't forget to like and share with other people. The more you like and share a video, the more it will appear to other people who are desperately searching for this information. And subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified whenever I produce another video. So I did take a little bit of a break. I'm about to launch the True Health Mastery Institute of Holistic Personal Health Management. And so I'll be working, very furiously this week before the new year rolls in so that I can say that I published or I launched it in 2024. So I've been working on this all year, producing um, a very informative and knowledge building kind of membership subscribership that a person can join for $12.97 a month. Weekly question and answer sessions. People desperately need to have their health questions answered, nutritionally and whatnot. But if you study my books and study my YouTube channel, then you'll be that much far ahead. But I think with the membership, not only can I provide the just a wide range of articles, educational articles that are just all, backed by factual data, but are very interesting, of course, we have to make it interesting, but articles and videos, and there's a lot of perks. If you go to my website, and I think I will share again so you can see where that is on my website. Let's see here. So the True Health Mastery members link right here on my website, holisticchoices.com. As I put up here, coming fourth quarter 2024, and all year long, I said, okay, coming first quarter, coming second quarter, coming third quarter. I had to keep updating it because I had to do a lot of things to bring this together. So anyway, the membership enrollments the link isn't active yet to go ahead and join, but it will be very soon. And so, about and all the perks that members can enjoy and so much more, So I want it to be interactive. I want to get to know the members. I want to be able to answer all the questions. I love the Q&A sessions, because then I remember what else I can teach, right? Sometimes it just triggers my memory and off I go. So this will be exciting and fun for everyone involved. All righty, so that's all I have for you here. So again, I hope you have been having a wonderful holiday season and hope to see you here again soon. All righty, good night now.